And we welcome you to this edition of the Teachable Moment series. This time we look at a play from a summer collegiate game last year since college baseball is starting. It's a situation handling event where a batter is going to be up. It's 6-2, the bottom of the third inning with the away team leading. There's a runner on second and 2 outs. I'm not sure where in the lineup they are. And we have 4 straight balls. So let's take a look at how this is handled by the home plate umpire. Okay, so we get ball 1, ball 2, not particularly close. But one thing you'll notice about these two umpires is what happens when the pitcher starts to come set for both of them. They both are looking at their feet. How are we going to get a start and stop or some kind of flinch if when the pitcher begins to come set, we're looking at our feet? So that's the first part of our teachables. Let's always keep our eyes on the baseball when it's in the hands of the pitcher. If we're looking at our feet, whether they're untied or not, we'll fall, and that'll tell us that our shoes are untied and need to be tied. So we want to keep our chin up. It's kind of like Charlotte's Web. Chin up, chin up. Nobody wants to hear me sing. So on the 1-0 pitch, it's a check swing. It's a really good mechanic. You're coming out with your left hand. You're asking the base umpire, who gives a very firm no swing signal. Love that. And then the catcher, for whatever reason, tries to frame a pitch. It's on the batter's box line on 2-0, and that gets the dugout riled up. You can kind of sense that the catcher was unhappy, so now the away dugout, 6-2, is a little fired up. And the 3-0 pitch is also on the batter's box line. He tries to frame that pitch, and then he shows the BBL. So I call BBL bad body language. And that BBL from the catcher is going to make the the visiting team, who just aggrieved, think that the home plate umpire missed 2 strikes, to get on the umpire. Now, I don't particularly like the way the umpire is pointing at the dugout, but what he does here is he issues a ball strike warning. I'm not a big fan of pointing, makes it look as though you're the aggressor. I do like that he took 1 step towards the dugout, but I'm not sure if there was a warning issued already. And then we get the ball strike warning. Ball strike warning in college baseball is the best tool because at that point, boom, anything else, ejection. And you don't want to have that, but it generally puts a seatbelt on the chirpers that are in the hole. And it's a great tool to be used and done well here by Andy McPherson. So we don't want to be quite as aggressive in issuing that warning. And we walk away, give everybody a chance to settle down, put our pen. It's called writing a ticket. So we're just writing a ticket, but we're not handing it out yet. And at this point, the announcers are really fantastic, or the lone announcer, and saying, boy, that's a really good job by the plate umpire not taking a guff. But here's another teachable moment here. Listen to the announcer, what he says. He says, I talked to the umpires from the game the other day, and things with West Virginia can get interesting.
The umpires last night in Terre Haute were telling us that things can get interesting.
Here's a news tip for you. Don't talk to the announcers unless, you go back 25 years with a guy. I mean, to me, if West Virginia hears that, they're going to be like, oh, the umpires don't like us. They're against us. We're the victims. So, in general, make it a point to not talk to any announcers who can even accidentally throw you under the bus. So what do we learn in this teachable moment? Well, we learned that we need to keep our head up at all times and watch the baseball, because I've been on the field where my plate guy and my guy in the middle of the infield have had their head down, and I've had to call a start-stop block from first base. It's doable, but it looks a heck of a lot better if the home plate umpire who's controlling the game does it. And we also learned that we may not want to be as aggressive issuing our ball strike warning. We definitely don't want to point. But a ball strike warning when a dugout is relentless attacking our strike zone is something that certainly works. The other thing that we might be able to learn here that we didn't mention is our relationship with the catcher. It doesn't seem like these two have a good relationship. Now, some catchers you just can't talk to. But before a game, what I like to say to a new catcher is, first of all, you introduce yourself and say, hey, if you have any questions, just let me know. We'll work it out. We'll talk. I'm not a dictator back here. I make mistakes just like anybody else. That tends to put the guy at ease. Now, if he does do something like frame a pitch that's 6 inches off the plate, hey, you can ask him and say, hey, Dave, after the at-bat, did you like that 2-0 pitch? And if he goes yes, and say, okay, I'll try to get a longer look at it, but I got that on the batter's box line. And I said, I can't call that against you guys. And see what he says. If he says, no, that's a strike, that's got to be called, then we know he's not in the reality-based world. And if he says, yeah, it might be a little inside, it's a pitcher's pitch, I'm just trying to get one from my guy, now you've created a dialogue, and that'll help you going forward. So we always want to try, as our last resort, to issue the warnings, and we always want to be in dialogue with the catcher to try to make sure that he doesn't throw us under the bus, because that's clearly what he's trying to do here. He's trying to create a confrontation, the catcher is, with the manager, or in this case the head coach, with the assistant coaches, with the dugout. He has to know that that pitch is not a strike. If he thinks the pitch that is 68 inches off the corner is a strike, then he's no longer in the reality-based world, and we're going to have a hard time communicating with him. But the odds are he's mad about an at-bat. He feels as though that pitch got called on him. Maybe there's something else going on in his life that we don't even know about, and he's just a little perturbed at the moment. So I feel like if we catch more flies with honey than we do with vinegar, I know it's a cliche, but in this situation, I think it works. And I'm not saying that the home plate umpire named McPherson didn't try this. I'm just saying that it's something that I would do because I don't have all of that information. If you'd like all the information on umpiring, subscribe to us on this very site on YouTube, and give us a like and a follow on Twitter at Umpire Ejections and on Facebook at Umpire Ejections. Like this video, share this video, and tell your friends about our website. And hey, why don't you give Umpire a look too? In the upper right-hand corner of the closecallsports.com main page is a link to Umpire. That'll let them know that you're clicking through our website and maybe purchasing some stuff. That sponsorship that Umpire does for us is quite effective. Hey, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy umpiring, everyone.